All right, so here we are. And today we're going to be talking about log, shooting in log, and some best practices, some things to look out for. Um, Really, it's just me ranting and raving because I saw a post on Reddit from someone and it related to log footage. And I found it to be very coincidental because the next YouTube video that I was making was about S-Log on the Sony FX30, which is shooting me right now. And of course, right now we're not shooting in log because I'm going live. And I was frustrated with S-Log, right? I've been frustrated with log a lot, not just S-Log, C-Log, C-Log 3 on my Canon R7. I was going to share some of those stories, but first let's talk about the Reddit post. So what this user was saying, or I should say what this videographer was saying, this person was like, listen, I'm shooting on a Canon R5 and I'm shooting C-Log 3. And when I shoot C-Log 3 and I edit my footage, it looks like garbage compared to everything else that I ever see out there. Everything I see on YouTube and from other content creators and just, on social media and on the web, it looks so good when they shoot in C-Log, but mine's all washed out, no sharpness, no contrast. This doesn't look good. What's going on with that? So naturally, myself and other people there were like, wait a minute, have you graded the footage yet? Do you understand what log is? Because that's what you're describing is what log looks like when you first pull it out of a camera before you grade it. That's how it looks. Person was like, no, you're not understanding. I'm talking about after I graded. This is how it looks. Oh, so there's a lot of factors that go into play there. But first, we're gonna rant a little bit. You know what I mean? And on my channel, I usually have like a little rant. Yeah, what's the rant song? Rant time. Yeah. We gonna rant tonight. Come on. All right. So that is my rant song. I just made that up a few episodes back. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so here we go. So this is the rant. Listen, man, you don't have to shoot log. There's like some snobbery going on when it comes to videographers, cinematographers, and documentarians, whatever you want to call yourself. We all think like you got to shoot S-Log or you're not professional for some reason. You got to shoot C-Log, you got to shoot V-Log. You got to shoot some kind of log in your camera or you ain't real, man. You got to learn how to do this stuff. And listen, yeah, I know how to grade log and stuff, but log is a lot of work. And depending on what you're shooting, we got to be real with ourselves. There's really no point to shoot it, okay? I shoot like a lot of weddings, man. And there's a lot of footage you got to deal with when you shoot a wedding. When you shoot in log, you got to grade all that footage. And yeah, some people just slap a LUT on it, but that doesn't always solve the problem. And the thing with log footage is it's just not totally, how do you say, it's not as forgiving as just shooting in no picture profile or just some standard picture profile. Because if you mess up your exposure, oh yeah, your footage is going to look like a hot turd. And there's really nothing you can do to fix it. It's going to look really, really bad. And it's going to add a lot of time and frustration to your workload. So I say, just use a regular picture profile, especially if you're shooting on a Canon like this person is. You're shooting on a Canon R5. Let's be real. Canon images look great right out of the camera. There's not really much you need to do to them to make it look good. You don't even need to shoot log. It already looks good. I know I have a Canon R7. Looks beautiful out of the camera. I put it in the natural profile. I make slight tweaks to it. Picture perfect. The one time I used it in C-Log, it totally screwed me over. Shooting at a wedding. I didn't shoot every clip that way, but I shot a few clips just for experimentation. And, because I got my exposure wrong, it looked terrible. Not only that, but my focus was off because I forgot to turn on the virtual assist and not virtual assist, video assist feature that basically adds a LUT to your LCD screen so it looks as if you already graded the image. I had that off. And then because of that, everything looked flat and washed out. I couldn't tell the shot was out of focus. So listen, man, I'm not really big on shooting in log because it really can screw you up if you're rushing. So for like event shooting and stuff, I ain't really into it anymore. It just kind of annoys me. And like I said, there's gonna be a whole nother video about S-Log and a wedding style shoot that I shot about a month ago. Same thing. I had some problems in the snow, and I'll explain it in the video a little further. But yeah, I understand. Listen. Yeah, there are some good components to it, right? If you're shooting multiple cameras, they're going to be easier to match if you shoot in log because you can manipulate the colors a little bit more. Yes, you're getting more dynamic range out of your camera. You're getting the most out of the camera. I understand that, and if you have the time, go ahead and do it. You know, and let me say, sometimes even if you have the time, there's still no point to do it. I don't know, but listen, here's a quick few things that you could try if you're having problems and your log doesn't look good. You mentioned it was not sharp. One thing you got to understand with the log footage, it's not that it's just like desaturated colors and there's a lack of contrast. There's also like less sharpness. So you got to add some of that sharpness back in post. So that's one thing. So if you feel it's not sharp, add some sharpness and that might make it look better already. Also, when you're shooting, you have to expose a little higher than you would in a regular picture profile. So if you're trying to be like right in the center and have your metering at 0, you're usually going to have a problem. You have to expose to the right is what they call it and make it a little brighter than normal. For Sony's, it's usually 2 stops over. For Canons, I'm not sure what it is, to be honest. It might be like 1.7 stops. I don't know. But it's the same thing. It's going to be a little bit over. You got to expose a little higher. And I'm willing to bet that's probably why your footage looks bad, is because you're not exposing properly. That's more than likely your problem. And then it's just not knowing, you might not have the skills yet, manipulating the curves and color wheels and all that other stuff. I'm not even all that great at it. That's why I just use picture profiles. I'm just being honest. I just feel like you save time just using picture profiles. Last thing I'm gonna say, man, I'm out of here. I think somebody actually wrote something here. Wow, I actually have people in here. Whoa, that's surprising. Usually when I do these live streams, there's usually one person and it's me. Let's see. Just some stuff on the R7, mostly in CLog 3. It was my first time trying it out. Works for some things, not for others. Lesson learned. That's from Seth Holston. I hear you. Same thing with me. I mean, lesson learned, boy. I'm not doing it again when I'm rushing because it's not even worth the trouble. And then every other shot that I had on the Canon R7 from that wedding was absolutely beautiful in the natural profile. Absolutely, like the best looking footage I've ever seen. But I thought I was going to be better than the actual scientists, the engineers that make these cameras, that have all these doctorates and they have a lifelong journey of like cameras, like they understand the cameras, the sensors, the processors, everything about the camera. But for some reason, a lot of us think that we are going to make a better picture profile than they can. It's kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I just, unless you're working on like Hollywood films and you need total control of stuff, because there's a real look that you're trying to achieve. I don't know. I just don't see the point, because my clientele, I got to tell you, I don't think they care. I don't think they're looking at my stuff and saying, look, Mike, you shot this thing and I can tell you didn't shoot an S-Log 3, so I want my money back, all right? Yeah, you're pathetic. I don't think they're saying that. They don't really care. So they just care that I gave them the film. It looks good. I captured all the detailed shots they wanted. I captured the audio really good. I framed my shot really well. I used good composition. I captured the emotion. That's all they care about. They don't care about log. So I don't really shoot in log that much. And that's about it, man. I don't want to waste anybody's time anymore. How long have I been going? I felt like I've been talking for about 30 minutes, 9 minutes. But I'm going to end this right now. Hopefully that's helpful to anybody watching this who's kind of struggling with log. Just realize you don't really have to shoot in log. It's always good to learn stuff. Like I said, I can edit it. I think you should learn it because maybe you can create something that you really, really, really like. And you can stick with that, create your own LUT and whatever. And that's fine, but don't kill yourself. Just let the engineers do what they do. Choose picture profile 11. That cine tone on the Sony FX30 is beautiful. If you're on Canon, just go natural. Move up the saturation a little bit. Move up the contrast a little bit. I can't remember what else I do on the Canon cameras. Just mess around with the profiles that are already in there and you'll be very happy. Signing out. Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe. I'm gonna come up. The next video is gonna be that Sony FX31, where I'm gonna show you what happened at a wedding shoot when I was shooting an S-Log 3, and yeah, some of the pitfalls of that and what the problem really was. So I'll see you soon.